Well, this place is a wreck. Welcome back to Hammer's Garage. In this episode, we're going to pick up where we left off and see if we can get our LS swap wired in. And I hate wiring. If you're not a subscriber yet, I would encourage you to do that. I promise not to send you any spam emails. Hate those too. All right, James is going to help me get this harness. First thing we got to do is get it laid out the way it kind of sets on the truck here. So this, let's see, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is, where's the back? I don't know what's happening here. Wait, transmission. Or do I have it? Maybe I have it upside down. Let's see. Oh, I did. I had it upside down. Wait just a second here. Okay, that goes back there. Okay, we're getting closer. This is the main part. I have no earthly idea. Got the wiring loom, all uncovered, and I've been working on, doing the de-pinning, and you got to take them apart and pull out a bunch of stuff, and then, mark what's what. It's like it's spaghetti junction is what it is. Look at all that. Look at this. I have saved you hours and hours of video of me doing all of this, so you're welcome. If you want all these details on what gets depinned and what goes where and who does what, lt1swap.com. Brandon, great guy. But anyway, just trying to put this together so we can, if this thing runs with, if this doesn't burn something down or explode, it'll be a miracle. I've got a ground wire in here somewhere that I need to get sorted. Just trying to get it all figured out here. The first step in all of this is just going through the wires and getting rid of what you don't need and getting it thinned out and cleaned up. And then, the next thing is trying to rework the loom itself so that it lays in the truck the way you want it to, because we don't want, just wires everywhere. This is the tack module, and then we've got some wires that come off of here for cruise control and such. These are a bunch of wires, like this has got to go to the battery. This is the OBD2. It needs a hot wire. That needs a hot wire. This one is our vehicle speed sensor. And then we've got check engine light and fuel pump relay, just stuff like that. All of these I have to solder together to go to ignition hot. So I've got all 8 injectors, both O2 sensors, a couple that go to the transmission. I thought I would give this a shot. A, so I could learn something, and B, you watch all these YouTube videos and they're like, oh, it's so easy, anyone can do it. Well, anyone can jump off of a bridge too. That doesn't mean it's a nice thing to do. All right, these are all injectors. 2, 4, 6, and 8. So, the even bank. So what we're going to do is solder all of these together. Let me just find the shortest one. We'll cut them all to the same length here. Boom. All right. Now we'll use the chicka chicka tool. I call it that because it makes this sound. See, chicka. And if you do it over and over again, it's chicka chicka. Now I got a piece of this heavier gauge stuff that we will connect it to. Wait for this puppy to get hot. It's like waiting for toast. Is it working? Don't touch it. Look, I need the melting stick to work. There we go. We're starting to melt some stuff now. Cool. Alrighty. I gotta get some shrink wrap over that. Okay, I got these all soldered up. And now we have the leads that we have to put a new, fuse panel in this thing. And I loomed some of the stuff that I know is going to be a pain in the butt. And I started at the back with the transmission stuff and loomed it up to the main harness. But then I stopped there because I think we're going to have some wires that I'm going to loom with this, other things like, here, I'll show you. And I'm thinking basically everything's coming in here. I figured this corner here is going to be, air traffic control. And it's all going to come up through here some kind of way, up the back of the motor, down across here. Like, I don't know, but in here somewhere. We got, fuel sender wire that's coming up here and fuel pump. And we still got to plug in like the tail light, pigtail. So that's why I didn't loom everything. I don't really have a plan per se. Well, there you go. See, this is the plan. The plan is we just throw this crap in here. The plan is we're winging it. But for now, I think we'll lay this in here somehow. We'll just put that there. That's my tack thingy, and we know it's got to go back of the motor. That's why it's loomed. Okay, that's going to go back there somewhere. And then this is all, transmission and driver's side stuff. We're just going to climb in here because this is what we're going to do. I'll tell you what. We get up close and personal with this situation. This is my, I know I need that. And this is an O2 sensor. So this pigtail starts right here with this stuff. So we're going to drop it down here. Just drop it down there. Just go down there. The Wassenamer doesn't want to go. Come on, you could do it. You could do it. Find your way. Find your way to your home. It's like homeward bound. You're homeward bound. I can't see. I think it's this right here. Yep. Okay, boom. We got one. We got one. We got one plugged in. Yeah, baby. All right, let me start under here. Okay. I see you. Well, you're right where I need you to be. That doesn't happen very often. So this should go on like this. Well, no, it doesn't want to. If it says no, that's not right. No, let's try it this way then. Is this way correct? Let's go this way. Well, that doesn't seem right either. I swear it looks like it should go on like this. Oh no, that's not right. Those things don't line up at all. Let's see. Oh, this gets pushed in or something? Or does it get pulled? Does it get pulled out? All of these things, are like some sort of voodoo. It goes on like this, and then, but it's not plugging in. What is going on? My flashlight keeps messing around on me. I keep saying I got to get a new flashlight, but I don't do it. I seem to have some sort of weird emotional attachment to this one. Uh-oh, is that? Oh, there we go. Ha! I told you it was a trick. It's a trick. We got it. We got it, man. We got it. All right, these things now go. Let's see this. We're going to hold that right there. These two things go over to the other side of the transmission. Let's see if we can get them over there. Just get over there. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm getting it. Oh, I'm squashed. I'm squashed. We really need to jack this truck up or something, because it keeps, squishing me. Get this over here. Put this over here. Okay. This is working out great. This one goes here. We'll just plug that in right now while I'm here with it. Boom! On. How you like them apples? Is that okay? Or do I need to, does it need like a zip tie or something? Is it supposed to clamp to something to keep it from, not? Well, you want me just to keep it from doing stuff that it's not supposed to do? We can put that right there and zip tie it right there. And then that way, whoa, oh no, it's good to go. This is all passenger side stuff. This is my tack plug here for my tack, doohickey. Let's see. Does it go this way? Let's see if it goes this way. Get in there. Yep, it goes that way. There we go. I'm trying to get my ground wires under the back of the block, and I got my little thing here. So, there we go. All right, James, I need a 15 millimeter, please. Stubby. Put the stubby on it. Okay, that should be good. That's all driver's side stuff. So that's good. This one goes here. That's some kind of sensor. And this one goes here, and that's some other kind of sensor. What we need to do is get the passenger side stuff done, and then I'll know how much I can pull it that way and finish it up over there. So, but all this makes perfect sense so far. The mass airflow sensor was in this, with this wiring coming all the way over here, but we don't need that. So pull that out, and then we'll see. That's exactly why I didn't loom this on the table. I feel smart now. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? I do want to get the masking tape off, so the next guy is not like, what kind of roadkill crap is this? Now, what did I do with the electrical tape already? Oh, here it is. I knew where it was. That was for theatrics. I don't lose stuff ever. Now this stuff, I don't want to disturb just yet, because I have an additional water temp sensor here, and then a different oil pressure sensor in the back that come with our gauge pack. So I need to get those plugs on, and then I can loom them with this that away. Oh, and this is going here.
So we have all of this stuff we need to get hooked up, and then we can, well, now it's on this. What, I mean, we're not doing anything with you today. Wait your turn. I should feel blessed that this fender supports me. You see, we have a nice chain here. See, this is what we're after. A nice, clean chain of wiring. And we'll get all this loomed up. But then I've got, well, down here, see this? That's my additional water temp sensor, you see. So we'll plug that in and then, run it back here, up here with this. And then, it'll follow its way around. I mean, you get the idea. Fat guy on a little fender. I'm just trying to get it situated as we go here. Oh, well, I don't know. I just wrapped that completely around there like I was lassoing a cow. Whee! Let's see. I don't know if you can, I don't know how well you can see this, but there's my, there's my added water temp sensor. And so it's coming, see it coming around here and then tying into these. Okay. And that's the crank sensor and the O2 sensor that's going down there. But then over here, you see in this this is the main part of the main loom. But what I'm trying to show you is down there, wait a minute, down here, see this bolt here, it's the top bolt from the tranny to the engine. It has this stud on it where we could put a nut and a clamp and clamp the loom to the back of the motor like that. We hide it like that and it would just run across. I gotta mark these all over again. I pulled the tape off and put them on, and now I gotta move them, and if I don't mark them, I'll for sure hose it up. Oh boy, this is not comfy. Now we got to get this through here, get it through here. We want it down here. We can move it around down there later, but right now I just need it to come through. And these things will come up here somehow or another. Let's get them over top of the steering column for now and just put it over here. Okay, that'll be good. The loom did come out from here, so all of these were close up here. But now I want it to come out from here, so all of these are short. See, like number 8 really needs to be number 2. Number 6 needs to be number 4. Number 4 needs to be number 6, and number 2 needs to be number 8. It's short now because I have all of this pulled all the way out to here, but I don't need it all the way out to here. I only need it to here. So I could put that there, and then I could pull that loom back, and then maybe these would line up where I want them to without changing stuff around. I got these zip tied here because I think like this seems like the best place for the ECU, PCM, TRE, whatever. So now I can back pull this loom. I might have to add some length to that ground, but other than that, I think we're okay here. And I'll put that right there, and then I'll cut this, roll this over, roll it over. I can't get out of here. It's like I am not built for all this twisting and bending. That there is what I was ultimately trying to get to
Like I got it looped up right there, but I can clamp it right there. And then everything's put together, going under the booster and coming out over here, because this is where all the work will be, right? We got to get, you know, the pewter set up here, and we got to get, you know, we got to tap into this, of course. We're going to add another fuse panel, some relays in this corner, so everything, you know, will be here. Got my wires for my fuel pump and my fuel sender run up here, and now we got to figure this out. I know this is, you know, tail lights and stuff, front lights and stuff, but this is the one we got to sort. I think I about got it figured out, but we need to get it plugged in and do some testing. Problem with that is I don't have a power box. I ordered me a battery tray from Summit, and I'm mounting it up here. Why, you ask, are you mounting the battery on the frame under the cab? Well, I don't know. I guess about the only real reason I can give is just cause. But it'll be cool. It'll confuse people. Well, where's the battery? Oh, they don't have one of those. Runs on pixie dust. It is definitely different. And for that reason, it just feels right. Well, now I got to see about running a ground cable. I'm just gonna, you know, do one at a time right now so we don't start any fires. I could just run it over the top. It's just the ground wire. I could run it right. Well, no, I don't like that. That doesn't make me happy. We could come up with it here and then run it to there. That does make me happy. I like being happy. Welcome to today's episode of Fun with Molten Lead. There we go. Battery cable. I have no idea how to run these wires until I get my PCM, ECU, TRV, whatever mounted here. So let's work on that. Got this PCM, ECU bracket or whatever special ordered all the way in from Amazonia. And I'll get it mounted down there later, but that's going to hold that in place. Let me explain something to all you beautiful people out there. There are folks out there that really enjoy wiring. I'm not one of them. I think I'd rather put my gentleman's acorns in a vise. But I don't think this will be too horrible. Let's talk about this panel that comes out of the firewall, the square body here. So this top red wire, this heavy red wire, that's the one that went to the starter, which is also fed by the alternator, goes to the battery. So that's what we're going to do with this one. And then this other red wire went to the junction block that also came from the battery. And you have to have both of those. This pink wire is everything that feeds. This is ignition hot, okay? And that'll come into play later. This purple wire is the one that goes to your starter solenoid. So when you turn your key, it goes vroom, vroom, vroom. And then this brown wire is an alternator, like an exciter wire or whatever. So we'll figure out what we're going to do with that later. And then the rest of them are like sensors and stuff. So you just have to figure that out. Oh, and then there's this. This is an ignition crank hot wire also, pink and black. So we got places for all of these. Now let me show you what I'm going to do here. Believe it or not, in all these years, GM didn't really change their color coding too much. This is a purple wire that came off the LS that goes to the starter solenoid. So when you crank it, it goes vroom, vroom, vroom. And we're going to just hook it to this purple wire that comes out of the firewall. Now, this had a fusible link on it, and you can put a fuse in here, or you can put a piece of fusible link in here, or you can just danger ride it and hook them together. Take a guess at what I'm doing. Let me see if I can walk you through what I've done so far. So from the alternator, they wanted a 6-gauge wire with a 250 amp mega fuse, which I have here on the back of the firewall. See that? And then from there, there's 6-gauge wire that's running down to the starter, okay? and that hooks to the same place the main battery cable does. And then this is an 8-gauge wire coming straight from the battery, this one here, that's going to run across to a junction block over there. So this is where we are right now. I got the starter wire hooked up, I got this power, the main power wire hooked up, and I have the secondary power wire hooked up because I have my 8-gauge feed from the battery. I relocated the junction box. Pretty cool, huh? Now we can test and see if it'll crank. We got to put oil in. I mean, it's not going to run or anything because I don't have any of the ignition stuff wired up yet, but I don't want to go cranking on it without oil. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is make sure I got power here, and I do. I got power here, and I do. All right, James, go to ignition on, please. Great, got power here, power here. Okay, let's see if the starter will turn over. Go ahead. Perfect! Okay, so here's the latest. Added 2 relays here, one for the fans and one for the fuel pump. The PCM will drive both of these. Getting ready to test the fuel pump, which will also tell me if I have any leaks in my lines. So I have the fuel pump relay temporarily rigged up to this ignition hot wire. This way, all I got to do is flip the key on. It should activate the pump. I got some fuel in the tank, and you should see this needle move. Let's see what we get here. Oh, I hear the pump. Oh, yeah. All my lines are dry. Dry as a bone. That's the way we like it. Sweetness. It'll crank. And we have fuel. So now all that's left is all of this. All right, these are all the wires from the PCM that go to somewhere on the truck. So we're just going to go one by one and plug them where they need to go, starting with the triggers for the fuel and the fan relays. Okay, I think we got most of this wrapped up. I got everything except for this alternator wire because it'll go in here somehow. I think that's an exciter wire, but I need to do a little more digging on that. But all the ignition hot stuff is in this little fuse panel here, and when I flipped it on, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Imagine that. Now I'm working on hooking up my new gauges. This is Dakota Digital, and it's got to have all this stuff. Some of it comes from the PCM or whatever, some of it sensors that we added, and a lot of it I'm going to steal from this ignition or this instrument panel plug here. You know, like turn signals and that kind of thing. So we'll get this wired up and see what we get here. Well, I think we got just about everything we need to see if the thing will run in here. Still got to put my switches on and maybe a couple of other things, and then I've got it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay this box down. See that right there? I'm going to lay it down in there and kind of button it in underneath the radio because it wouldn't fit back here. And I used most everything from this. There's a couple of grounds left and ignition hot, so I don't know, I gotta figure that out. And then there was a couple of dead wires, you know, like old water, fuel, and oil sensors and stuff like that. But most everything got used. Here's the gauge cluster here. We'll just flip the key on. Look at that. And then if I pull my light switch, ta-da! Yeah, the check engine light is on. I don't have the map sensor plugged in or the O2 sensors or any of that, so I'm not concerned with that right now. But that looks pretty cool. What's the red light over there? Oh, engine. Cool. But we've got just a few things left before we can actually get this running here. I got that alternator wire. I got to figure that out. And my power steering, I got to get that hooked up. Obviously, we're missing something here. I got to button up the exhaust. And then I think we'll get it fired up. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. And we hope you'll come on back to the channel and follow along with the build. Look forward to seeing you next time. I thought I would never get that done.